Sunday, June 20th is your next chance to win $100 and an Anything Show with Jean-Francois shot glass and keychain. Just tell me what food you would eat every day if you could on our social media. Facebook.com/The Anything Show, on Instagram @Anything Show Francois. You can also look for us on YouTube @The Anything Show with Jean-Francois. And on Sunday, June 20th, you could be the one to win $100 and an Anything Show shot glass and keychain. Support for The Anything Show with Jean-Francois comes from the Highbrow Drivel Podcast. What happens when hilarious comedians chat with mind-blowing experts? Highbrow Drivel. That's the awesome new podcast that allows you to learn the latest from the world's leading thinkers in a funny, lighthearted hour per week. You'll get questions like, what's happening with climate change? Where do manners come from? Will humans colonize Mars? And so much more. Take a listen at highbrowdrivel.com.
All right.
From the Big Heavy World Studios in Burlington, Vermont, this is The Anything Show with Jean-Francois. I hope you know what you're in for.
Yes, indeed. Saturday, May 22nd, as we record this, Jean-Francois here at the Big Heavy World Studios in Burlington, Vermont. Joining me as a lovely co-host once again is Andrew Vandertunt. He is the host of the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast. Hey, Andrew, how's it going?
Hi. Thank you for having me. I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome and fabulous because we have a great show coming up for you today. Later on, I'm going to be speaking with Janine Rubenstein, the host of the People Everyday podcast. For our celebrity gossip, we have a singing pubic hair, Andrew. I mean, did you ever think you would live the day to see a singing pubic hair?
I am excited. My life is now complete.
For our Let's Get Viral, the viral videos of the week, Andrew, we're going to hear a guy that passes gas so loud his neighbors can hear it. So there you go. Clearly, we are adults here.
I'm sorry, neighbors.
Exactly. And for our Ask Anything, so we ended one contest for May, and now we're getting into our contest for June. Sunday, June 20th, as you heard just a moment ago, you could win $100 and an Anything Show shot glass and keychain. Just simply tell us what food you would eat every day if you could, and we'll get to some of your responses later on. Also, for our headlines, we are going to talk about how we can breathe through our butts. Me and Andrew are naturally dirty people, so I think we may have a lot of fun with this, and we'll see. All right, listen to The Anything Show with Jean-Francois on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Like and follow on Facebook.com/The Anything Show and on Instagram @Anything Show Francois. You can search for The Anything Show with Jean-Francois on YouTube. All right, Andrew, shall we start off with some headlines?
I'm all here for it.
Yes. All right, first off, Americans want to use this summer to make up for last year's hell of a summer where, we basically could not do anything. 75% of people plan on being more active this summer than ever before. And on average, people plan to spend a full extra week outside, including, if I'm not mistaken, my own very own co-host Andrew, who plans to camp for the first time in June. And he's going to be doing it for a full week. Is that right, Andrew?
Yes, I'm going to be doing camping for a full week, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm hoping I find a cuddly bear to hug.
Now, why did you come to this conclusion that you want to go camping? Because, you're a guy, you're used to because I know you say you come from middle of nowhere, Texas, you're in middle of nowhere, New York, but you're in places that are not really camping friendly. So what made you say, okay, I'm going to dive into camping for the first time, and I want to do it for an entire week?
I saw The Sound of Music. I watched it recently.
Okay.
And I'm like, I want to spend in an open field singing and then just fall asleep in a tent and hopefully no bears come and take me away.
So you're telling me that you saw that beginning scene with Julie Andrews just kind of spinning around in the grass, the hills are alive, and you thought to yourself, you know what? It sounds like that could be a fun camping experience. Let me try to replicate that.
I'm going to try to replicate it. It was so much fun to watch. I'm like, okay, I get the feeling if I do this in the middle of the woods, it'll be even more fun until it gets dark.
Wow. So, Andrew, you and I think, are of the same anxiety when it comes to camping, because I think we talked about how the first thing we think about is, oh, my God, like, are there going to be bugs? Am I going to get attacked by a bear? Where do I go poop? I mean, literally, I had this conversation with my co-host Maciel last week, who is a city person who doesn't like nature. So, I mean, do you have these fears still within your brain?
Oh, yeah. My biggest fear is I'm going to fall asleep and a bug is going to crawl in my ear and I'm going to be taken over.
Taken over by the bug is going to go into your brain and control you? That's what you mean?
It's going to control me just like I'm a human robot. And then maybe like a week later, they'll find me collecting acorns in the middle of the forest.
You know what? Actually, I would like that. Please have the bug control you and then report back to me on the Anything Show just so we can hear how that sounds on the air.
I will. I will bring you acorns to share for my gathering.
Just nibble, nibble, nibble on them damn acorns. I love it. Hey, so Andrew, there's a new term alert. Next headline. If you were born between 1980 and 1985, this study says that you are considered a geriatric millennial. Now, this means that older millennials who are good with computers but also remember what it was like before everyone was glued to their phone. Now, I think personally, Andrew, that geriatric is a little too exaggerated for someone in their 40s. Now, Andrew, can I ask how old you are? Is that okay?
Yes. So I'm 32.
Oh, okay. So, So you and I were the same, like, young, hip, happening millennial era. I'm 29. So, yeah. So we have nothing to worry about. We're not going to be one of those people that smells like mothballs and, takes a sponge bath and watches Jeopardy 5 times a day. Like, we're not going to do that. Okay.
I watch Jeopardy 4 times a day.
Oh God! So wow! So you are really getting a head start with your geriatric millennialness. Look at you, Andrew.
Oh, yeah. I just haven't started screaming at children for being on skateboards on the sidewalk.
Oh my Lord! Well, Andrew, you say you have a story here that's related to the Terminator. Like, what does the Terminator have to do with the geriatric millennials?
So I imagine when I heard the term geriatric millennial, I didn't imagine people saying they were older. What I imagined is that there was somebody from the future who came back to the age of millennials and is like, I'm Terminator and I'm going to show you what's going to happen if you don't stop acting old.
Oh, wow.
Like, follow me if you want to live.
Okay.
And I'm here for it.
Huh. That's very reasonable. Okay. We have to call up Arnold Schwarzenegger and see if he can make a movie out of that. I like that.
Geriatric millennial, what, end of days?
Geriatric millennial, end of days, geriatric millennial, put down your damn cell phone. I don't know. I'll be back. All righty. Was that a good Schwarzenegger impression or was that awful?
You know what? I'm going to give it a 90 out of 100.
Oh,
it was pretty good.
God. I wonder what I have to do to get that extra 10 points, if you know what I mean.
What?
All right, fine. Let's move into less dirty topics like breathing through our butts, shall we? Me and Andrew, we looked at this new study in Japan. This is our next headline. It found humans might be able to breathe through their butt. Stick with me. So certain types of fish can absorb oxygen through their intestines to stay alive in emergencies. So scientists want to see if mammals could do it too. And the answer is yes. Blood vessels in our rectum appear to work the same way. Now, Andrew, I'm concerned. I have a very tense, tight butthole. I feel like we've talked about this the last time you were on the show for some reason.
Yes, for some reason I think we did.
we always keep coming back to the magic butthole that is John Francois. And I think because of my tense, tight butthole, I am going to have trouble breathing through there every single day because I feel like a tense, tight butthole in breath form is the equivalent of holding your breath every single day. Now, Andrew, you say you have stories and questions about this. I'm curious because, well, it's you. I mean, what's going on in that brain of yours?
Well, so I always think about when I was reading this, as a kid, when you're like learning to go to the bathroom on your own, one of the things that they would teach us as kids was breathe in and push the poop out. So I imagine this. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm going to take a deep breath in through my butt. And what am I pushing out at this point?
Yeah. You know what? I never heard that as a kid, but that actually makes sense because there have been times where I have been very tense and nervous about pooping, either because like someone outside might be listening or I don't know, something about it. And I do recall not being able to breathe because I was just so nervous. So I think that, I think it helps. I think it helps. Next time when I have to push out a big dookie, breathe. And maybe that dookie will come out just like pudding out of a pudding cup.
Pudding has never sounded so delicious at this point.
Yeah, actually, you know what, Andrew? A waitress actually told me a story about someone who pooped on the floor on their way to the bathroom. It was like a 70-year-old person. And you know what? The waitress actually mistook it for pudding. She actually thought it was like chocolate pudding that was left on the floor. So needless to say, check your pudding before you eat it.
Yes, if it's warm and gooey, I don't think you should touch it.
And if it smells like poop, it probably is poop. So there you go. Hey, speaking of poop, I got to talk about these 71% of people who say they've ended a friendship because of ghosting. You're familiar with what ghosting is, right, Andrew?
Yes, I am 100% familiar.
Yeah. So for anybody listening who are not familiar, ghosting is basically just a silent treatment. Like you don't have the guts to tell somebody that you don't want to talk to them anymore. So you just don't respond to their text messages. You don't hang out with them. You basically hope that they get the hint. 71% of people say they've ended a friendship. The most common way to do it is ghosting and hoping they get the hint. Now, look, Andrew, I'm on both sides of this. I don't know where you are on this. On the one side, I've been a ghoster. I've been the guy that has been too cowardly to have the conversation with somebody. And I have been ghosted, and I have been frustrated when I was ghosted and just said, you know what, instead of having me think in a million ways what I did wrong and what's going on and why haven't you responded, just let me know that you don't want to talk to me anymore. And boom, that overthinking thing in my head goes off and I will move on. What do you think about this, Andrew?
So I have been ghosted to the ultimate level.
Oh, no.
My fiance ghosted me.
What? What?
Yes.
Okay, stop.
My fiance ghosted me.
Stop everything. Please tell this story because your fiance, this is the person that said, I want to marry you. Now, what exactly happened that led up to the ghosting?
So we moved into a new home when we moved states. This was when I originally first moved to Texas. And everything was great for the first couple of months, about 6 months into it. And we had been in a relationship about 3 years up to that point. And everything seemed fine. I was working. We got everybody on their feet. His kids were good. And I came home on Valentine's Day. 6 months after being there, as soon as I walk in the house, all of the furniture is gone. All of his things are gone. The only thing that's left is a box of my clothes and my television in this apartment.
Okay, so you guys had no argument? There was no hints that he was just going to up and leave?
Nope. There was no arguing. We had never had a fight with each other. We never even got on each other's nerves. So everything seemed fine to me. And when I came home, poof, gone like a magic trick.
So my guess is that he had a moment of panic, like, oh my God, this is such an intense moment in my life, about to be married to this guy. Like, I gotta leave. I gotta go. I can't do this. And then, of course, he neglected to tell you. Wow. So there's been no attempts on his part to reach out to him. Have you reached out to him and tried to figure out what was going on? I mean, I imagine that you did. You probably were just like, wait, what? What's going on?
I tried to reach out to him initially and never got a response. And he had never tried to contact me. His mother actually tried to get in contact with me. And I spoke to her briefly. And this was 5 years ago at this point. So now I'm just like, you know what? I got my closure and I've moved on. But ghosting never feels good.
Oh, no. I mean, especially on the romantic relationship level, if you're about to get married and there's no logical reason why the person would just up and leave you like that. I mean, my God. Now, be honest. I mean, has that destroyed your faith in relationships? Because if I was in your position, that would probably do it for me. I don't know if I could ever recover from that.
I mean, the great part about it is therapy is a great thing to get into.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely got myself a therapist.
Yes.
And as far as relationships, I haven't actually even tried to date anybody since then. And it's going on 5+ years now.
Yeah.
So I've kind of just focused more on me and just having a good life with friends that I can just enjoy and love.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Good for you, Andrew. I mean, my God, a lot of people would probably be catastrophic, maybe God forbid end their life, or just do something really tragic to as a way to respond to something so unfortunate like that. And the fact that you said, you know what, screw it, I got my closure now. Let me live my life the way I want to live it. I mean, that's all praise to you, man. I like that. I like that so much.
Thank you.
Oh, God. Well, anyway, speaking of that damn hiding ghosty person, I mean, a new poll, next headline here, a new poll found that almost half of us have hidden snacks around the house so someone else would not eat them. Now, 48% of people have admitted to doing this. Me and Andrew were talking about before the air about like, oh, please do not be around us when we're hangry. So, Andrew, I imagine that you've had moments where you've hidden snacks around the house away from people just so you can have that little Kit Kat to yourself.
Oh, yes. I have had 5 roommates at one point.
Whoa.
And I remember I hid Reese's in the couch cushions.
Wait a minute. Now, what's the logic in that? Because it's chocolate. It's going to melt like crazy under that couch cushion. Like, it probably was disgusting when you got it out.
You know what? There's something about a smushed, melty couch Reese's that is just so delicious.
Okay, you know what? Like a smushed, melty Reese's in like your pocket, sure, but like, come on, Andrew, it's under the couch. I'm a super germ person. I have germs all over me. I don't mind getting dirty, but like eating a Reese's from under a couch, that even for me, that's a no bueno. So you didn't get sick? You didn't get sick?
Huh?
No, you didn't get sick? Like, did you find a piece of lint in that Reese's? Like, what happened?
I'm pretty sure that there was a little lint in it, but it was still covered in the plastic packaging, which is a small tear.
Yeah.
But I just knew with desperate times, desperate measures.
Yeah.
You don't want to come home and your Reese's are gone.
I guess. All right. Well, the best that I've done, Andrew, is I had, I would sometimes have leftover pizza, and I have a roommate. Mm-hmm. I have a roommate that will literally eat a house. Like, he always loves to eat. So, even though, yes, he's always nice enough not to eat my food unless I tell him to, I always think like, oh, just one day he's just going to be tempted to get my food without me telling him to do so. So I always like to hide pizza, secure it within paper plates and make it as hidden and as unobvious as possible, and then I stick it as far back in the box in the fridge where you normally store cold cuts. And look, he doesn't get the hint. He'll still see it and ask me about it, but still, it gives me peace of mind in some strange way. What are you gonna do?
I have a tip for you.
Okay, go ahead.
If you have frozen vegetables, let's say broccoli.
Yeah.
Once you cook those vegetables, open the bag up neatly, so then you can start putting your pizza in that bag and kind of make it look like it's sealed. So avoid it.
Wow. Hiding my pizza within a frozen vegetable bag. Is that how low I gotta go? Like, that's, but wouldn't the pizza get all frozen and cold and disgusting with the frozen vegetable icing stuff on it, or no?
Possibly. You just get a little extra veg on it.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, you're vegan. You just had a vegan pizza. So to you, it probably wouldn't be anything. But to me, it's just like, no, I don't want any frozen vegetables on my pepperoni pizza. Oh, my God. Get off me, frozen vegetable. Get off me, frozen cucumber. Nah! All right.
The broccoli just wants to show you some love.
Ooh. Well, I'll show that broccoli some love in just a second. All righty. This one, oh my God. You know what, Andrew? This probably applies to your fiance situation. This woman on TikTok, this next headline, this woman on TikTok going viral after she got back at her ex by staging a fake wedding 3 months after they broke up and posting the photos to make him jealous. Now, some people think it's clever. Others say it's crazy. What do you think, Andrew? I mean, personally, I think, wow, woman, ironically, you're the one that really looks like you're not over your ex. But what do you think, Andrew? I mean, do you think that, she's got some smarts on her?
I am going to go with you on this one, that great for doing this, but just move on.
Yeah.
Just move on. I'm pretty sure, I'm just going to give him the name Peter. Peter has probably moved on with his life, and he's just doing his Peter thing. And
Peter is the new Karen, like just whereas Karen is like that bitchy person that likes to speak to the manager. Peter is just that guy that just did you wrong in a relationship, and you just want to move on, but you're tempted to like poop in his Fruit Loops or something, Oh, God.
Oh, no. Not chocolate accessories to the Fruit Loops.
Yeah. And it would be obvious, though, if you saw poop on your Fruit Loops, because Fruit Loops are colorful and poop is brown. So, you don't want want that. You don't want that, do you?
You don't.
Yeah. I mean, possibly if you had like poop in your Wheaties, that would probably be like blending in very well. But like something like Fruit Loops, I don't know about that.
Yeah, in the Wheaties I can understand because it's like, this is fiber. In the Fruit Loops,
yeah. You have edible fiber, so why not combine edible fiber with non-edible fiber? Oh God! So what have we learned in this headline segment? Please do not poop in your Fruit Loops. All right, if you have a headline you want to share with me and Andrew, facebook.com/theanythingshow. You can also contact us on Instagram at anythingshowfrancois. That's at anythingshow, FRANCOIS. John Francois here with Andrew Vandertunt, my special guest co-host this week. He is coming from the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast. Please find it anywhere you get podcasts. It is such a fantastic listen. Now, Andrew, we have an opportunity for someone to win $100 and an Anything Show shot glass and keychain next. What? Not next Sunday, but like next Sunday, June 20th. Basically, that's what it is. Sunday, June 20th, we have an opportunity for someone to win big, and it's all because they have to answer our Ask Anything question. Andrew, are you ready for a round of Ask Anything?
yes, I am.
All right, let's see. So the question that will win you the money and the merch is, what is a food you would eat every day if you could? Now, you can answer this on facebook.com/theanythingshow. I do have the post pinned up to the top of the page. You can also answer it on my personal page at John Francois, Jon, last name Francois. You can also find it on Instagram at anythingshowfrancois. Basically, there's a picture of a guy who's like has his mouth open like nobody's business, and he's shoving like 57 different kinds of food in it. So look for that post, comment on it, and I will put you in the running to win the $100 and the Anything Show shot glass and keychain. Now, before I get to listeners' responses, Andrew Vandertunt, tell me, what is a food you would eat every day if you could?
If I could eat it every day, I would eat crab legs.
Crab legs?
They're so good. They're so good.
Now, you got to elaborate on that, because when you say crab legs, to me, I imagine like these really crunchy, dry, like I honestly feel like you're eating like, I don't know, like the skin off of an onion, like the skin off of a very crunchy onion. But you tell me, why is crab legs so good?
Crab legs are just so delicious because, one, you get the fun and excitement of having to break open the shell to get to the actual meat, which is delicious all on its own. But there's something about crab legs when I get to play with the claws. It's so much fun.
Wait a minute. What do you say play with the claws? Like, oh my God, look at me, I'm a pirate. Like, how do you play with the claws?
So, I mean, if they're big enough, you can put them on your fingers and you're like, oh my God, I've turned into a crab.
Yes, and it's so much better than getting crabs. Why not just be a crab instead of getting crabs? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the easy form of crabs that you can enjoy without medication.
and you know what? Andrew is a guy who works in sexual health, so he knows the importance of not getting crabs.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I love it. Well, you know what? Going through some of your responses on Facebook.com, let's see. Deshaun says mac and cheese is a food that he would eat every day if he could. Understandable. Now, I have to clarify, Andrew, because you and I are black. I think we can both agree homemade mac and cheese probably better than the Kraft mac and cheese, right?
Kraft, too. That stuff is gross.
Exactly. Yo, I was telling this to my former co-host, Mary, who is of like Native American Portuguese heritage. And I was basically scolding her for eating what I called white people trashy mac and cheese. Do not eat Kraft mac and cheese if you want something genuine and authentic. Make it yourself, and you will notice the difference. You know what I'm saying?
If your cheese is powdered, it's not going to taste good.
Oh, yeah. And I'm assuming, Andrew, from the way you're talking, you make mac and cheese yourself?
Oh, yes. I love making mac and cheese. It's my favorite thing to make. I get a big pan, I put at least 2 boxes of macaroni noodles after they're boiled, and then layer it with cheese, and maybe some other things to add in there to make it even taste even better.
Okay. Well, I have a specific strict tolerance for how much cheese I want to put in my system. However, I will make an exception for you because you made that sound so damn good. So get ready, Andrew. Right after the show, I'm driving over to Rochester, New York from Burlington, Vermont, and you're going to make me mac and cheese, and it's going to be fabulous.
I got you. Just be prepared for a cheese overdose.
Oh,
You'll be
okay.
good.
Okay. All right. So basically be prepared to be in the bathroom for about 5 hours is what you're saying.
Get a book. Get a book and be ready.
Andrew, it's 2021. I'm going to get my phone and I'm going to watch Netflix. Duh. Who reads anymore? Who reads?
Geriatric millennials.
Oh, yeah. Are you calling me a geriatric millennial? I'm not 40. I'm 29. There's a difference. Oh, now I'm so insulted. You know what, Andrew? I'm going to throw my mothballs that you think I have on my chest at your face right now.
Oh, no, the mothballs. Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. What shall I do with the mothball in my face from John Francois? Alrighty, Jonathan says pizza and chicken wings is a food that he would eat every day if he could. Yes, lovely. You know what? Pizza and chicken wings, if you're looking to have a lazy Sunday where you're just watching Netflix, I found that it's a great dinner to have. The best.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Now, Todd says dirty rice. What is dirty rice, Andrew? Because dirty rice to me sounds like rice that was on the floor for a while and then you just eat it.
That's kind of like a floor special rice. It's like a house ingredient rice when you do it on the floor.
Yeah.
As far as dirty rice, what I know, I'm imagining rice with beans and maybe some extra blackening seasoning.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Possibly.
Well, I might have to try that, Andrew and Todd. Thank you for the suggestion. Felicia says a food that she would eat every day is egg salad. Ugh. Well, Felicia, I still love you, but
oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah. So, Andrew, you don't like egg salad either?
Oh, no. Egg salad scares me. I don't understand it.
Why? Because it has the crab-leg claws that just creep up at you in your face?
No, if you make me egg salad and you take the crab claws and point them out and call them like volcanoes or something,
yeah,
I will eat it.
All right. Well, there you go. Good to know. Angela says breakfast sandwich. Now, Angela, the way to not be vague, what kind of breakfast sandwich? Because I think there's all kinds of breakfast sandwiches, right, Andrew? I mean, there might be egg sausage cheese, egg bacon cheese. Like, what kind of breakfast sandwich do you like, Andrew?
My favorite breakfast sandwich, especially after a long night of bartending or something, getting a croissant with sausage, egg, and cheese and grape jelly on top of it.
Oh, my God. Now you have double the pressure because now you're going to have to make mac and cheese and that breakfast sandwich you described once I come over to your house in Rochester, New York.
I got you.
Thank you.
It'll be the most glorious sandwich you've ever had.
Oh, God. Forget crack. I mean, this is basically my overdose right now. I love it. Amber says ice cream. I mean, what kind of ice cream, Andrew? There's vanilla, there's chocolate, there's strawberry. I mean, personally, I like to be boring and do vanilla. Andrew, what ice cream do you like?
Don't judge me. Everybody always says it. I don't like ice cream.
Wow. I don't judge you at all. I that's fine. Why don't you like ice cream?
It's the texture and the fact that it's frozen cow juice just really freaks me out.
What? I've never heard ice cream described that way. Ice cream is frozen cow juice. Okay, so because of that, you don't drink liquid cow juice. You don't drink milk, I'm guessing.
Oh no, I do not drink milk. The last time that I bought milk, I didn't even realize that it was milk because I had not seen milk in that long.
Wow. I feel like we should tag that or trademark that on a bumper sticker. Ice cream, the frozen cow juice of our time.
Did you squeeze the cow today?
No, I did at the Iowa State Fair, though, 3 years ago, and it was my first time, and I loved it.
See, the cow juice is bringing people together. You like the act of eating it. I like the act of looking at the cow.
Okay. So being in Rochester, New York, where I imagine there are plenty of cows, so you like looking at the cow and seeing the cow being sort of played with and fondled as milk is coming out of it, but you don't necessarily want to drink the milk from the cow.
That hit the nail on the head.
Okay, all right. And lastly, Heather says chicken. Yes, how can you not like chicken? Chicken is a food she would eat every day if she could. And personally, Andrew, aside from the fact that I'm black and I guess that it's law that we black people need to love chicken, chicken is the only meat that I know how to cook. Like, I just got into cooking not too long ago, Andrew, and I pretty much have everything with chicken. Salad with chicken, rice with chicken, just everything with chicken. What about you? Are you a big chicken fan?
Now chicken is my weakness.
Yeah.
Chicken is my whole weakness. And there is nothing like going to the little corner store, getting a $3 basket of some wings and some french fries. Oh, my gosh.
Preach, honey. My God, you're making me want to speak tongue and go to church, goddammit. My God. I love it.
Look, you will find a little chicken spot that's good, as soon as you bite that chicken thigh, you see the face of Jesus.
Andrew, are you biting my chicken G spot? Don't you dare bite my chicken G spot, okay? I'm supposed to not have that stuff every day. Come on now. There has to be a limit to how much chicken I can have.
You just got to tantalize your brain with just a little chicken. You know when you see it all moist and delicious looking and glistening?
Oh, my God. All right, dude. You just said moist and chicken G spot. I mean, now it's go time. It's go time. I love it. All right, well, chicken G-spots and cow juice, frozen cow juice, that is. I mean, we learned so much in our Ask Anything segment. And like I said, I mean, keep on sending us those responses. Facebook.com/TheAnythingShow, at Instagram, at AnythingShowFrancois. What else? YouTube. I mean, you know, occasionally I post these Ask Anything clips on our YouTube page at The Anything Show with Jean-Francois. Please answer that question in time. What's a food you would eat every day if you could? Sunday, June 20th is the deadline. That is going to be your chance to win that $100 and The Anything Show with Jean-Francois shot glass and keychain. All right, Jean-Francois here in the Burlington, Vermont studios with Andrew Vandertunt, host of the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast, calling in from Rochester, New York. Andrew, now that we've gotten through the money and the merch stuff, shall we get to our viral videos of the week?
Let's get viral.
Yes. Very appropriate that you said that, because sometimes I forget what the title of the segment is, Andrew. And just a reminder, before we get to our viral videos of the week, I'll be speaking with Janine Rubenstein. If you're familiar with People Magazine, they pretty much launched a podcast called People Every Day, where you get all the greatness from People Magazine in podcast form. So I will be talking to the host of that podcast, Janine Rubenstein. Right now, though, it's our viral videos of the week right here on The Anything Show. Let's start with this comedian, Tyler Fisher, who does a great Dr. Fauci impersonation. Of course, Dr. Fauci, pretty much the superhero of the whole COVID pandemic. He's basically the guy that's been front and center at the White House saying like, hey, get your vaccine, social distance, get tested, all that stuff. Here's a comedian doing a Dr. Fauci impersonation. He's basically doing a satire of Dr. Fauci giving vague, confusing, overly cautious advice about masking and vaccinations.
I'd say even if you live alone, I would wear a mask in the house, especially in the shower, because frankly, droplets can make their way through the drain and come up through somebody else's toilet, infecting them with COVID through the anus. Ballpark, in 2 to 5 to 20 years, we can start thinking about considering the idea of pondering, the thought of conceptualizing the possibility of maybe, perhaps, reopening, but probably not. I would avoid having any fun whatsoever in the near to far future.
Now, Andrew, I've only heard and seen Dr. Fauci just like a select number of times throughout the year and a half that he's been leading us through this pandemic. I gotta say, the Tyler Fisher guy, it does sound somewhat like what Dr. Fauci sounds like. What did you think when you heard it?
100% agree. He sounds just like the Faucinator. I love him.
Wow.
I don't know why I have this weird voice crush on Dr. Fauci.
Really?
So, I don't know why his voice is just so soothing.
You know what? That's understandable, because in this great time of fear, he has said, you know what? As long as we do this, we'll be fine. And please get your vaccine. So I totally get that. But really, you know, you like that sort of calming, low energy Italian doctor flow?
Yes, he could provide me the most ridiculous thing in the world to do, like to prevent COVID. Eat a chicken nugget, and I would go out and eat chicken nuggets right away.
Eat a chicken nugget. It might be it might be harmful. It might not be. It's okay. Don't worry. Get your shot and eat your chicken nugget, please.
Oh God! Hey, look, I don't.
Perfect.
Oh, was it? I've seen The Godfather, Goodfellas, so I have a little Italian in me. I could do it. I could do a little bit.
I see it.
Well, there you go, Andrew. You might as well just come on to me then, because if I might just be your next Dr. Faucinator.
All right, when I need my Faucinator in my life, I'm calling you.
There you go. There you go. I'm going to have white hair. I'm going to bleach my skin white. I'm going to have glasses. I'm going to have the white doctor's coat, and we're going to get to work, baby. I love it. Next video here on the Anything Show. This TikToker posted a video of herself acting as a restaurant hostess, offering a bunch of seating options now that the pandemic is winding down. Now, this is another parody video that is so true because, you know, we're kind of in this space where the pandemic is winding down, but we also have to be like cautious because it's not quite winding down yet. So take a listen to this, Andrew.
Hi, welcome, party of two. Great, so would you like to sit inside or outside? Well, we have indoor, 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 outdoor, 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 and outdoor, indoor. Indoor, indoor is inside the restaurant. Outdoor, indoor is our garden in the back. Outdoor, outdoor is folding chairs and tables on the sidewalk. Indoor, outdoor is a large enclosed wooden structure that's outside but feels like it's inside. Sometimes we have heat lamps, sometimes we don't. Let me know your preference.
Yeah. Doesn't that sound kind of accurate to what we're going through right now, Andrew? I don't know if you've ever been like out a lot dining during this whole pandemic, but yeah, it does seem like it's like, okay, you can either sit outdoor by here with a shield, or you can sit indoor with a shield, and you're offered so many options to make sure that the restaurant, you know, wants you to know that they're looking out for your safety.
Yes, there's so many things. Like I see at the restaurants here nearby me, there's greenhouses that they've set up outside so you can eat outdoors but indoors, and I'm so compuzzled.
Compuzzled? Is that a new word that you just made up?
You know what? I think I might have just invented a word.
Wow. Can you spell that for me? First it's frozen cow juice, and now you're making up a word. Okay, please spell that. Because look, I'm the king of making up words, so I'm curious as to what that means.
Let's see. So if I did compuzzled, it'd be COMPUZZLED.
I love it.
And I'm going to say it's just that moment where you have no explanation of what's happening in front of you.
Yeah. You're so puzzled that you can't even just say the word puzzled. You just end up saying some gibberish along with it, so that somehow turns out to be compuzzled. So,
yes.
There you go. Sounds like a mixture of computer and puzzle. Sounds like a mixture of cum and puzzle. It's everything you want it to be. Compuzzled.
It is everything you want with the puzzle.
Well, I don't know if I want cum with my puzzle, so we'll just not have that. But computers with my puzzle, that would be more appealing, Andrew. I think I'd like that.
I would take the computers with the puzzle.
Yeah, that should be like a public service announcement. Please, computers overcome. Anything overcome. All right, and of course I apologize to the radio station that has to air this show. Anyway, moving on to our next video on the Anything Show. Oh my God, a woman responded to this TikTok question. Tell me you have not been to the movies in a long time without telling me you have not been to the movies in a long time. Now, what happened after was a video of somebody playing the 20th Century Fox theme song using a marker on paper. Now, we're going to play the real theme song right now because, Andrew, like if you've ever seen any 20th Century Fox movie, this is how it begins. Let me turn it up. Yeah, you're familiar with that, right?
100% familiar.
Yeah. Bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum 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 bum. There you go. And now I bring you a TikToker who decided to do that same theme song on marker. Isn't that pretty accurate, Andrew? Did you hear the theme song within that?
Yes, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah! Oh, my God. So, congratulations.
That's an ASMR fantasy.
Yeah, now I have no idea what the woman is going to do with that talent, but, you know, hey, I mean, it gets you a few hits on TikTok for the time being, so hopefully that'll give you an opportunity at 20th Century Fox. Maybe, I don't know, maybe she'll end up producing movies at 20th Century Fox just because she knows how to do their theme song on marker. You never know.
She could blow up from this and we never know where it takes her. I am here for it.
Absolutely. All right, this next video on the Anything Show, oh, you might just love the opening cheer in this surprise party, Andrew. It pretty much explains everything. Now, sure, we've celebrated birthdays, graduations, we've had surprises for that, but have you ever came home to people being like, surprise, Oh my God, your marriage is over. Yes, you left that bastard. Happy Divorce Day. I mean,
this sounds like a party me and my friends would throw.
You know what? And Andrew, for that stupid fiance that just left you without any warning, we should have thrown you a party. We should throw you a party. We should throw you a surprise. That guy doesn't deserve you. Let's move on and have tacos.
Oh, I'm here for it. There's tacos? Oh, yes.
Yes. What is a fiance breakup party without a damn taco in your mouth? Come on now.
Yes, the taco makes the crunch of depression even better.
You know what? You're coming up with so much memorable stuff. You have Compuzzled, frozen cow juice, and there's nothing like a taco to have the crunch of depression. What was that you just said?
If there's nothing like the crunch of a taco to get over the crushing depression.
It's crushing
delicious.
depression. Okay, gotcha. Well, there you go. All righty, next video here. We got a mountain lion stalking a hiker, and this is how the hiker reacts.
I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm going away. I'm not gonna promise. I'm not gonna. Hey, I'm not gonna bug you. I'm going away. I'm not gonna bug you. I promise. I'm just going away. I'm going away. I promise I'm not gonna bug you. I'm going away.
Yeah, he just basically repeats that.
I promise. I swear.
And you know what?
I'm going away.
I would do the same thing. I would do the exact same thing. I mean, there's nothing like, because Andrew, can you imagine us black people, the way that we tend to be fearful over these kind of things? Yeah. When you see a lion that could affect your life, yeah, you're just going to be, you're not going to have any common sense. You're just going to be like, stop it. I'm going away. Stop it. No. You know? Now, have you ever been near a mountain lion, Andrew?
I've never been near a mountain lion, but I know, just as me and every black person that I've ever met, when we see something like that, we're like, okay, let's talk to you and tell you that we are leaving, even if you don't understand, because maybe you'll get that I'm no threat.
Yeah. You know what? And I was telling Maciel last week on the show that when me and my girlfriend were walking behind her house, because she lives in the middle of nowhere in Vermont, where she has like this big grassy area, up ahead we saw a bear. And my girlfriend, being the one who's been in Vermont forever for all her life, she's like, okay, let's turn around. Let's just keep on walking. Let's make ourselves known so that the bear doesn't see us as a threat. Now, I'm thinking, go with the immediate reaction, just like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But apparently, I think if you come off as very fearful of a mountain lion or a bear, then I guess it makes it worse, right?
Yeah, I guess if they can just sense the fear, they're like, oh, that's prey.
Yeah.
Let me take them on.
So that guy probably is dead, the guy that got stalked by a mountain lion. So rest in peace. We hope that you weren't too compuzzled with your frozen cow juice. Anyway.
Throw the cow juice at the mountain lion. They may enjoy it.
Yeah, or just throw it in the guy's grave as like sort of like, oh, bless your heart, child. Bless your heart.
Just walk over. You did a good job.
Yeah. Frozen cow juice. It's the new holy water. Let's do that. All right. I think this episode is going to be called Frozen Cow Juice. Yeah, let's do that. Cause,
I'm here for that.
Yeah. Because, I like to come up with quirky titles for my episodes. I think this one's going to be called either Frozen Cow Juice, Compuzzled, or Crunching Depression, or maybe a little bit of both. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, Andrew, there's nothing like a pregnant woman who thinks that there is a bug stuck to her back. She thought. It wasn't actually a bug, but she thought a bug was stuck to her back. This is her reaction.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, right? This is the pregnant woman's reaction.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Turn around.
What is it? 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 Get it out! Get it out! What is it? What is it? What is it? It was a sucker stick.
So, Andrew, since my girlfriend Tony has a serious phobia of anything, pretty much anything bug related, I told her, I gave her a heads up. I was like, you know what? There's something on the show that reminds me of you. Tony, if you're listening, that's the video. and she probably hates me because literally, like anything, like if I just even mention the word spider, she just, oh, stop it, Jonathan, that's not funny, stop it. Andrew, how about you? Are you a big fan of bugs? Would you like bugs as your best friend?
I 100% relate to your girlfriend in the scenario.
Yeah?
Oh, get every bug in existence. I don't want them near me.
I wish I could play a joke on her and you, but you guys would disown me if I did. So I guess we have to move on from that.
I'm telling you, I would burst into tears crying. Even if you just set like a fake spider in front of me, I'm just all tears and crying at that point.
I bet. I bet. All right, last viral video right here on the Anything Show. Now, we've all left the room to pass gas in private, yes. But how about farting outside and thinking that you're in private, but actually it's so loud, this fart, that your neighbors across the street can hear you. This is the sound of the fart.
Yeah, can you throw it in there?
Yeah, and I love that like extra just little baby fart in the end, just to add for good measure, Andrew.
Right.
That guy has definitely had plenty of frozen cow juice today. He might be lactose intolerant, Andrew.
I think he might need to let the cow udder go. Oh my gosh.
And when he lets his cow udder go, this happens.
Yeah, can you throw it in there?
Yeah, sounds like a trumpet gone bad. It sounds like he's trying to play a trumpet, but then it just like doesn't go the way he wants it to go. Yeah.
He tried. He gave it an extra little toot at the end, like, let me give it one more go. And it's like, no, this isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Let me see. Let me just give it one more go. Sorry. I thought I could play Miles Davis, but no. Oh, sorry.
Can you imagine him crop dusting a room? Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. But what we do want is a way to end this viral video segment because, well, it smells because of this guy's fart. All right, if you have a viral video of the week that you want to send me and Andrew, facebook.com/The Anything Show. You can also contact us on Instagram @Anything Show Francois. That's @Anything Show FRANCOIS. If you're just joining us, John Francois here with Andrew Vandertunt from the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast. Find it wherever you get your podcasts. Before we get to my conversation with Janine Rubenstein from the People Magazine People Everyday podcast, let's kind of wrap things up with Andrew with celebrity gossip. Andrew, are you game for such a thing?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes, I am.
All right, Andrew, I'm assuming that you either have pubic hairs or have had pubic hairs in your life. Imagine if your pubic hair sang. Yes, that is the premise for Gillette's new ad. Gillette, of course, the home of all the fabulous men razors. They now have a singing pubic hair, a singing cartoon pubic hair, in their latest ad. And Andrew, I don't know if you're a fan of Broadway. I love Broadway. This is basically like a Broadway musical.
Oh, I'm loving it.
Yes.
Hi, I'm a pubic hair. Yeah, I'm just a pube, and it's not fair. All I ever wished to be was just another hair. But when they got one look at me, the ruling from society was ew, not you. Oh, what's a curl to do? It seems like all the ads are showing perfect skin and shiny hair. But what about this other world inside your underwear? It's okay to say your name. You really can sing pubic. No need to be ashamed. It's even kind of therapeutic. Why the mass hysteria about the pubic area? There's nothing diabolical about this little follicle. So take care of your pubic hair. If you trim or you shave or you're bare down there, whichever way's your way, it's all okay. Yes, it's
Andrew, what did you think of that? I mean, this makes me miss Broadway so much. Now I want to go back to New York City and just see a song, a musical, actually, about a singing pubic hair. Heck, you know what? I'm so passionate about this, Andrew. I'm going to rip my damn pubic hairs right now and order it to do a song and dance routine for me on the Broadway stage. That's how much I love this. Now, Andrew, what did you think? Because you sound skeptical right now.
I am in love with this. I would love to see this on Broadway, like Pube the musical, or like something like that. What I'm super excited to see, I hope they get a float in the Thanksgiving Day parade that Macy's does.
Oh my God! Wouldn't the parents be angry at that? Because I don't know if parents want their kids to see singing pubic hairs on what is otherwise a very family-friendly show.
I mean, just imagine a float with people dressed as pubic hairs dancing around and singing. Yeah. I'd be in heaven.
Mommy, what the heck is that? Oh, Timmy, that's something that you probably won't have for like another 15 years. So let's cover your eyes. Come on, let's go away.
This part isn't meant for kids. Let's turn around.
Yeah. Let's wait for SpongeBob to come out. Oh, speaking of SpongeBob, hey, shouts out to Machine Gun Kelly. Now, my girlfriend is obsessed with him. She will literally leave me for him, and that really breaks my heart, Andrew. So you may have to give me a hug. You may have to give me a hug when I see you in Rochester, because I think I'm going to be divorced without actually being married. Yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad.
I'm going to give you the biggest hug and macaroni and cheese.
Thank you. My God, Tony, you're so awful to me. Yeah, she's going to listen to this like, really, Jonathan? Really? So what the hell was I talking about? Machine Gun Kelly, in the middle of his concert, he performed the SpongeBob SquarePants theme. And because he's going to take my girlfriend away from me, he did an awful version of it.
Absorb it in yellow and pours the sea. Drop on the something and something you wish. Then flop on the deck in something like a fish. Ready, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Tony, do you really want to build a life with that guy? Come on now. I can sing the SpongeBob SquarePants song a lot better. Don't you say, Andrew?
I have to be with Tony on this one. I just love this. A group of grown people shouting SpongeBob theme song with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Hey, you know what? SpongeBob is great, so I'll give him that.
If it was anything else, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it. But the fact that he went to SpongeBob, he scored at least one cool point in my book.
Fine, Andrew. Thanks for rooting for my breakup.
The breakup won't happen. I'm not hoping for that.
Well, we don't know. She's a very unpredictable lady, this girl that I'm with right now. I know. I'm just kidding with her because I know she listens, and I just want to see if I can go over the line. So, all right. Speaking of going over the line, we have a play-by-play of Clayton Kershaw of the LA Dodgers holding 6 baseballs in one hand. Actually, this announcer is doing a play-by-play of Clayton Kershaw of the LA Dodgers holding 6 baseballs in one hand. Now, he's probably going to regret the last comment that he made in his clip about this talent.
How many balls is he working with? 6. Got it again. Next time he's got 6 kids around for 6 autographs, he's going to, hey, kids, give me every one of your balls.
Yeah. Hey, kids, give me every one of your balls. I don't know if you want that on your gravestone, Andrew. Do you?
No, I would never want that on my gravestone.
Yeah, probably not. However, what you could have on your gravestone is being the guy that created the hip-hop version of Home Alone, like Chance the Rapper did when he revealed on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon that he's working on a hood reboot of Home Alone.
It's a secret thing. I'm working on. I got this pitch for a Home Alone reboot. As a lot of people know, I'm sure everybody here is a huge fan of Home Alone and John Hughes.
Macaulay Culkin.
Chicago guy. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin is a Chicago film. And since I was younger, I always watched it and I was like, what if there was a hood Home Alone or Hood Alone, if you will. And just a little more realistic story about what happens when people try and kick in doors at the wrong house. And, hilarity ensues. I can't give you too many details, but yeah.
Andrew, what are your thoughts about this? Because I know you have something to say about this Hood Alone idea.
As soon as a ticket is available, I'm buying a ticket. I'm going to go see this. I imagine my life as a kid growing up in the hood where if you just stepped out your door and did not listen to your parents, who knows what's going to happen to you in that day. Man. And I'm here for all of it.
Okay. Wow. I might actually be frightened. As someone who did not grow up in the hood, I would probably be frightened by that of Hood Alone. But you never know. Maybe it'll be funnier than I think it is. So
it might be pretty funny. You never know if the people who are going to be the people breaking into houses or anything like that are lovable and smushable characters. I'm here for it.
All right, cool. Of course, DMX, the rapper who recently passed away. There was a special episode of Uncensored that aired, and if you don't know what it sounded like, here's a little preview of what DMX was like in his final interview.
The dog, DMX. At the same time I was launching my career, I had no idea that we were also launching a movie. I'm gonna look back on my life just before I go and thank God for every moment. There's those moments when they come together, you see the beauty of who you are and why you are.
Yeah, still surreal that DMX passed away because, you know, it felt like he had a lot left to offer in the world. Andrew, are you familiar with DMX's work? Were you a fan of his music?
I'm a very big DMX fan. I grew up listening to DMX from his very first albums and his mixtapes to anything that he ever released. So it breaks my heart. I'm so sad when I hear about him.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace, DMX. And it's definitely a great message to those battling drug and alcohol abuse to, know that people are always here for you, always here to listen and help you out. So let's hope we can learn from DMX's death. Jaleel White, who of course is known as Steve Urkel from Family Matters. He was also on an episode of TV One's Uncensored, and he actually revealed that the cast of Family Matters did not warm up to him when he joined.
I was not welcome to the cast at all. They know what it was. I didn't think anything of it being cast to be on Family Matters because it was supposed to only be a guest spot, one and done. I was as caught off guard by this phenomenon of Stefan as anyone. All of America thought I was this way. Michelle Thomas became a very special person. I literally cannot say her name without crying.
Yeah, so definitely an episode I want to watch. Were you a big fan of Family Matters and Urkel back in the day?
Oh, yes. I want to watch this so bad. And when Steve Urkel came out as Stefan, that was when I knew I was gay.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gay.
Wow. And you know what? People keep referencing Stefan when they talk about Jaleel White and what he added to that show. Yeah, you know what? I loved it, man. The transition from Steve Urkel to Stefan, that episode, such a classic moment. And literally, was that the moment that you realized you were gay, Andrew? Are you serious?
As soon as because I remember the episode, he stepped into his little machine and he came out of Stefan. And I just turned and looked at the TV. I was like, I don't know what it is, but I want to be all over him.
I don't know what it is, but I think I might like guys permanently now. I think Stefan Urkel is doing it for me.
Yep, he was my thing. It was like, boom, that's the catalyst. I'm out the closet, y'all.
There you go. No more vagina for me. It's penis all the way. Penis all the way to the bank. Damn it. Alrighty. Yeah, you know what? This is not surprising that Jaleel said this because, I think the story goes, and I sensed this. When I saw Family Matters before Steve Urkel, basically they were trying to be like this Cosby Show 2.0 kind of show. And then, as Jaleel said, Steve Urkel was only supposed to be like a one-time guest spot thing, but then he became such a hit with audiences that the producers and writers, rightly so, said, you know what, let's milk this cow. And of course, he became synonymous with the show. So, I mean, I don't know, Andrew, would you say that Family Matters would still be successful without Steve Urkel?
Honestly, I don't think that they would have been as successful without Steve Urkel. Steve is what drew me into the show. Yep. I mean, I loved it before he was a part of the show, but after they integrated Steve so well into the cast, it was like, this is the show I've been missing. It gave me Fresh Prince, but an older style.
Yep. Absolutely. I totally agree. Well, you know what? We'll definitely have to check out those Jaleel White and DMX interviews on TV One's Uncensored. Next celebrity gossip piece from John Mayer, of course, the singer. He apologized to a fan for denying her a photo back in 2005. To make up for it, he did a special birthday song for her on TikTok.
Christine, even though it may appear I was mean, I was probably on my way to a thing. Well, anyway, weren't those the days? Happy birthday, happy birthday. Chromatic challenge.
You know what? I think I might be gay too, Andrew. I think that was very romantic. I love that. Oh, go, John.
John Mayer can just sing your pants right on off.
Oh God! Well, I have shorts, so he's gonna sing my shorts out of me in a second. And you know what? That's fine because it's like 80 or 90 degrees outside in Burlington, Vermont. I'm all for it. So John Mayer, rip me off and take me off. All righty, y'all. Get your vaccine. That is what Family Guy is saying in this classic Stewie moment.
Mama! Ma! 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 Mum! 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 Mummy! Mummy! Mama! Mama! Mama!
What?
Get the vaccine.
Yeah, even someone as maniacal and as childish as Stewie is recognizing that, hey, listen to the science. If we want to beat COVID, you might as well get your vaccine. I'm fully vaccinated. Andrew, are you? I think you said you are.
Yes, I am fully vaccinated.
Oh, God. And you know what? Now that we're fully vaccinated, we can hug each other. We can kiss each other. We can go out to a concert filled with 5 million people and not have to worry. I mean, it's great. Life is so different now.
Right.
I love it. Hey, Justin Bieber is going to bring us down for a moment because he was in prison, performing for prisoners, and he chose this song for some reason.
'Cause I've had everything, but no one's listening, and that's just lonely. I'm so lonely.
Yeah, so you're performing for prisoners and you want to sing a song to them about how awful it is being lonely? I don't know, Andrew. I mean, that seems like kind of a downer if I was in prison listening to that.
Right. I wouldn't want to listen to that if I've been locked up for who knows how long.
Yeah.
You want to sing to me about being lonely?
I don't know, man. Justin Bieber, I love you, but maybe sing like, what's a more upbeat Justin Bieber song? Not Sorry. Baby, 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 yeah, I know that was when he was like 2 years old, but still, like, give prisoners a reason to not want to kill themselves is what I'm trying to say.
Give me something a little upbeat at least. I'm still perplexed on why Justin Bieber was in a prison.
I don't know. So I guess because it's COVID and there's not much to do, Justin Bieber wanted to make himself relevant by performing at a California state prison, so there you go. That's all I got to say about that. And lastly, in our celebrity gossip, Ricky Schroeder, one of them actors from like the 80s. He was on a show called Silver Spoons. Do you know that show, Andrew?
I have never seen that show, but I know references to it.
Yeah, well, good. Don't see that show because Ricky Schroeder is a poo-poo head. Yeah, I know, yeah. So this guy had the nerve to embarrass a poor Costco employee as he was going up to Costco. And he's just saying on this video publicly, Costco, you're going to be canceled because you won't let go of your mask mandate. So here's that.
What's your name?
My name is Jason.
And what do you do here?
I'm a supervisor, front-end supervisor.
And why aren't you letting me in?
Because in the state of California, in the county of Los Angeles, there has been and Costco, there's been no change to our mask policy. Not in the state of California or in the county.
Didn't you see the news? You didn't see the news. Nationwide Costco has said you don't need to wear a mask.
Actually, that's not accurate.
What is accurate?
So what is accurate is that Costco always goes above and beyond when following the law. And the mandate in California has not changed. There does seem to be the possibility that in June, by mid-June, that's a date that California, I know,
if they allow us, if they grant us that, our kings, the people in power, you're going to listen to these people?
Well, I know
they've destroyed our economy.
Well,
they're destroying our culture. They're destroying our state.
I see.
And you're just going to listen to their rules.
Well, what we are going to do is simply follow the guidelines.
Okay.
I'm getting my refund. I'm getting my refund from Costco. I suggest everybody in California get their refund from Costco. Give up your membership to Costco until they remove this.
Yeah, so Andrew, give me your thoughts on that because I'm sure you have some thoughts.
Costco has a lot of nerve trying to protect people. How dare you?
Exactly. Yeah, it's just it's like
it's insane when I hear this stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what was in Ricky Schroeder's head, but you know what? Props to that employee. He could have buckled under the pressure. He could have stuttered completely and been almost incomprehensible, but he handled it like a champ. And he said, "Hey, dude, it's still law in the state of California that you got to wear a mask, and Costco is following that law. And you know what? Even if there was not a mask mandate, Costco, as a private business, they have every right to say, hey, you cannot come into our store if you don't wear a mask. So
right.
If you don't like it, Ricky, then go somewhere else. That's don't discourage people from going to Costco just because you yourself think that everybody doesn't want to wear a mask anymore, you know?
Mm-hmm. The one thing I just haven't understood is when people are like, hey, you have on a mask, you're not thinking for yourself. And it's like, I wasn't bothering you. I'm just here to pick up Cheerios.
Yeah. I love you, Andrew. I'm not here to bother you. I'm just here to pick up Cheerios. I love that. That's the quote of the day. Maybe that should be our episode title. I'm not here to bother you. I'm just here to pick up Cheerios. I love that. What a great way to end our celebrity gossip segment. All right. So if you have a piece of celebrity gossip you want to send me and Andrew's way, facebook.com/theanythingshow. You can also contact us on Facebook. You can also contact us on Instagram @anythingshowfrancois. That's @anythingshowFrancois. John Francois here at the Big Heavy World Studios in Burlington, Vermont. Andrew Vandertunt from the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. Please promote your podcast as I let you go here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always been a great time. You can catch my podcast on all podcast platforms, Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy, and I post new episodes every Wednesday now. So I'll be looking forward to it.
All right. Wonderful. Well, Andrew, I hope to see you again next time. And, as we hear a word from our sponsor, following our sponsor, you're going to hear a conversation I had with Janine Rubenstein, who is the host of People Magazine's People Everyday podcast. Now, if you love a mixture of the stories that you see on People Magazine, from crime stories to pop culture gossip, listen to the People Everyday podcast. It is going to change your life in the most entertaining way ever. So that's another podcast that you should definitely listen to, along with the Lifestyle of a Gay Black Boy podcast, and of course, the Anything Show with John Francois. All right, Andrew, thank you so much, man. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend.
You too. Thanks again.
Yay.
Support for The Anything Show with John Francois comes from The Forgiven podcast. The Forgiven is an audio drama retelling Bible scandals in a more modern setting, focusing on forgiveness in a cancel culture. Join them every day of the week to hear the audio drama, plus bonus episodes, including personal forgiveness stories, Bible narrations, gospel music, sermonettes, and so much more. Follow The Forgiven Podcast on Instagram or visit their website, www.theforgivenpodcast.com, to stay updated. All right, hey everybody, I'm here with Janine Rubenstein. She is the host of the People Everyday podcast on iHeartRadio, which brings you people's unparalleled access and reporting on the biggest stories of the day, from celebrity exclusives and sneak peeks to inspiring stories about extraordinary people. Janine, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show with us.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
All righty. Now, let's get started with how People Magazine decided, hey, let's branch out into the podcast space.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little over my pay grade, but they decided, the powers that be at People decided that it was time. I mean, podcasts have just, have blown up, have taken over. And we are a huge media brand that just hadn't really gotten into that space yet. I mean, we had done a one-off Kennedy's themed podcast, and it did pretty well, but we hadn't, lived in the space like we could. And they wanted to do a show that brought everything that we're bringing in the magazine and on people.com, but into the audio space in a way that felt organic to that space. And they came up with People Every Day. And it is every day. It's in the name. It's a lift, but it's great. It's so fun to be able to kind of just spread my wings into this. They actually came up with the idea while I was on maternity leave and asked me before I'd even gotten back, like, hey, when you come back, you want to do something else? And it's been great, though. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Now, when you said every day, I know. I mean, I do broadcasting every day, so I get it. There is a certain grind to it, as well as a passion to it. So tell me about that. Like, what is that process like every single day, trying to find these extraordinary stories worthy enough to share? Exhausting, thrilling. Like, take me into your mindset every day.
It's so great. I mean, one, I'm happy to have a job, so it's always great. But yeah, it's a lot. It's we wake up top of the morning and we are looking through headlines and trying to figure out like what is a story that will live for the rest of the day, because you don't want those one note stories where it's just like, oh, okay, so and so said this and this happened. Great. No, we want to have something that's a talker that we can really kind of delve into, and things that we're actually interested in, because there was so much out there. But I love being able to have a little bit of that autonomy to say like, I don't really care. Like, I want to do this instead. Yeah. And we do that. And it seems to be working in that, if we want to talk about on any given day, like to mask or not to mask, what's going on with these new CDC guidelines, then we can call in a disease expert and dig into that in a way that's great. But also, if I want to catch up with Rosario Dawson about her, new relationship with Senator Cory Booker and her new film, then I can do that as well. And we did recently. So I love just that we're able to kind of, do it all over again the next day. I do love that part to say like, what's today's show going to be? And it fits really in line with people because if you open that magazine, it's all over the place. We're known for entertainment news, and I do think that's our bread and butter, but also, great human interest, great crime stories, just all over the place. So yeah, it's a zoo. It's a zoo that we have people every day. Yeah. It's a fun one.
Yeah. And I get that same feeling doing commercial radio on a daily basis, is that, there's just a variety of things to talk about instead of just like focusing on one thing. And because you have that wide variety, whether it be, like you said, crime stories or the latest gossip with Rosario Dawson, I mean, it's just, you're never bored, which is great.
Yeah.
So, going off of wanting to cover stories that you're passionate about, this is a question that I've kind of always wanted to ask a reporter. Like, in your career, was there ever a story that you covered that personally you just didn't care for, but like you only did as it's part of the national conversation? Now, I hope you
don't say this.
I don't want you to do your job over this. So, you can.
I'll say it this way. There are some major reality stars that I could, care less about. But it's what's clicking. It's what everyone's talking about. And so we have to get into it. We have to get into the nitty gritty of the extremely surface situation that is happening. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I try to take the approach of if this is there's a story there, no matter what. Somebody cares about this. And so I need to figure out what that story is and how the best way to translate it and get even more information to that listener.
Yeah. The reality stars that you're mentioning, does their life have to start with a K?
Look, keeping it real, I must say that they're very famous. They're very, very famous. I'll go there.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
I'm just keeping it real. Okay.
I want you to keep it any other way, Janine. So for the People Get Ready podcast, so are you guys covering is there like a seamless crossover with People Magazine? Like, are you guys going to be covering like Sexiest Man Alive as well amongst the sea of topics that you cover?
Yeah. So it's fun. Like, we're able to kind of pull in what the magazine is doing certain days, not every day. I mean, some days it's just like what we think is going to be the best and what is going to be the best sound experience, because audio is such a different space. So we're able to bring in that sound and bring in, whatever we want to do to kind of of create that sonic art. But on other days, we just piggyback off of the magazine because what is going on there is so great. I got to sit down recently with my editor-in-chief, Dan Wakeford, who was on set for the Friends reunion. He was the only journalist there, along with Julie Jordan, a great reporter at People. And they interviewed the whole cast, and it was just epic. And so we just had that audio going on, and I got to like wax poetic about my love of Friends. So it's great. There's a lot of synergy.
Speaking of which, the big thing right now, if you look at like the trailers for the reunion special, people are concerned about how Matthew Perry looks in these trailers and whatnot. I mean, that he seemed lethargic or had a vacant stare. I mean, did you get any of that from watching the reunion special?
Well, the cast. I mean, yeah, that's something that a lot of people are digging into right now, and we know for a fact, we know from his own words that he's been through a lot in the decades since the show went off the air, and they talk about it, and Ross David Schwimmer, but I'm just such a fan, like David Schwimmer, even in our interviews, he said, like, there's been so much life, there's been so much that's happened since then, and so many ups and downs, and people don't know that we've been there for each other, that we've I'll be there for you, but they really have. They've been reaching out and been in contact, and we know with Matthew Perry, like, his health has been something that he's been struggling with for a while. So that's just what makes this reunion so real. We're going to get all of that and even more when we're able to watch it.
Absolutely. So obviously, just some of the great juicy material that you can hear from Janine Rubenstein on the People Everyday podcast. How often can we listen on iHeartRadio? I mean, I guess every day, but
every day.
So like literally like 7 days a week you're doing this?
No. So that was something I was like, we are not doing a Saturday show, you guys. I can't. So we are Monday through Friday. It still feels like every day to me. But Monday through Friday, every weekday, if we're being completely correct. But and in the evenings we post, between the new episode goes up between about 4 and 5:30, somewhere in that window. But definitely by 6 o'clock, you have the news you need for that day and going into the next morning.
Awesome. Janine Rubenstein, host of the People Everyday podcast on iHeartRadio. It was such a pleasure to speak to you, Janine, and best of luck keeping up every day on the latest gossip and all the crime stories and such.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Listen to The Anything Show with John Francois on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. How does John know how to set up podcasts? Is he that? No, he can't be that smart. Follow on Facebook at The Anything Show and on Instagram at Anything Show Francois. Did you get all that?